holding on to this one. I needed more time. All-female dungeon. I walk in at the top of the hour. The lights seem unnecessarily bright. Not a lot of people there, and not many scenes already going, and everyone's already partnered, so I'm thinking I might just go ahead and head out. But as I'm walking towards the door, the woman from earlier walks in. She's wearing slacks, tight at the hips and thighs like I like, a corset and a vest and a button-up. Very Sir, in my opinion. And just like that, my switch is flipped. Because, see, we may have talked earlier about me spanking her, but the woman who walked in is undeniably in top mode. And it is giving me tingles. She has long orange red mane and something a bit feral about her. She's giving Nichols from Orange is the New Black, but let's call her Red. She has a partner with her that I haven't met, a delightfully bite-sized little person with long nails, short hair, and the sweetest smile. I don't remember what she's wearing, but I do remember it wasn't an issue later on. Let's call her Blue. Red walks over to greet me and says they're co-topping a scene, but she's gonna find me afterwards and we'll talk. So I'm like, fuck yes, let me grab a seat and watch the show. And oh my God, it is the play equivalent of good cop, bad cop. Red is behind with the impact tools at the spanking bench, and Blue is in there with their nails and sweet words in the bottom's ear, all sweet and welcoming and comforting. It's this delightfully confusing mix of pleasure and pain, and my brain is on fire. I look around the dungeon and suddenly everything seems so different. There are more people, a few more scenes have started, but that's not it. There's something more. I'm opened up to the energy now. And I look around with new eyes, and what strikes me is the level of connection present in every single interaction around me. Women are very intentional. There's a focus, a connection. There's a heaviness in the air. And I look around and there's all these beautiful naked bodies, but no one's worrying about anyone looking at them. There's no hesitation, no sense of, oh, I'm so sorry, no apologies. We're just all these beautiful, beautiful bodies all in the same place. And I feel like I'm surrounded by the sacred feminine in a very primal and raw way. And I'm in this dungeon just filled with energy and connection, and I'm looking around realizing I'm part of a collective experience now. And it's this moment that I never intentionally looked for, but I think that I've been searching for my entire life. And I just had to take that in for a second. But then I take my attention back to the scene in front of me and the bottom's face, those exquisite expressions, and these three beautiful feminine figures all wrapped up in each other. And I realize that I didn't know I needed to be topped by two beautiful women before I walked in tonight. That was not a goal I had walking in, but watching them together, it is now very much a need. And I make eye contact with Red and we exchange a heated look. You know the one that says in no uncertain terms, yes. We'll work out the details, but I'm in. Their scene ends and Red and Blue come over to greet me. And the plan is clear and concise. Blue is going to handle intake while Red tops a friend of theirs who'd been sitting next to me also in rapt attention during the entire scene. And then Blue's going to fill in Red, and I will fill in the details and emphasize anything I need to. The questions Blue asked, likes, dislikes, limits, stingy, thuddy, but also, how do you want to feel? Are you a good girl or bad girl?
Yes.
What energy? Also yes. What energy are we feeding today? Do you want praise or correction? What will make you feel safe and cared for afterwards? This is what it's like to be with a woman. Someone who wants inside my brain as much as I want inside others. Oh fuck, I'm in danger. I step outside and I call Hubs to get some clarity on a few sexual limits. And I can already feel that tingling around the eyes, that headspace creeping in, if only I just let it. And I go back inside and I give them his final decree, and we're set. And I can feel that headspace creeping in even more, even as we start walking towards the spanking bench, and I stop. And I ask softly for hugs. Because I love starting scenes with hugs. Centering my energy on my partners and focusing on them and opening up to what's coming next. And those hugs, they go into sweet neck kisses and softness and breasts pressed against me from both sides and hands roaming and touches that were light but filled with anticipation and need. Already so much need. We eventually made it over to the spanking bench, and Red once again took her spot as bad cop. Blue's hands on me, nails giving me tingles, making me arch my back. Red peppering my ass with smacks and hits. Fuck, sorry, I'm in a moment. Blue's nails, giving me tingles. And Red grabbed my hair and pulled me back against her, arching my back, Blue's mouth on my breast, hands on my body. I leaned forward to kiss Blue desperately before latching on for a taste of my own. My hands touching their body as much as theirs on mine, as I coaxed those little gasps and moans out for myself. Such angelic softness, such peace and fire at the same time. All the while, Red still peppering my ass with the same smacks and hits, and she found the magic spot several times, and I would feel that energy building in me, but then she would get to, she would move, or she would switch it up, and that unintentional edging would continue, that fire just building. And I just had to surrender to the moment. I was not in control, nor did I want to be. I was just lost in the feelings and sensations. I eventually begged, once my mouth was not otherwise occupied. I don't think Red actually believed I could come from impact, but her paddle found its mark, and this time it stayed steady and true. And I felt it start to build. And all of that edging, all of that energy, everything in my body just begging. I reached out desperately to touch Blue, my fingers curling around their wrist, as I finally found that release, and thank you. Thank you, thank you. I lay there on the spanking bench, a lazy smile plastered on my face as I willed my body to respond to basic commands again. My eyes opened and the world slowly came back into focus. And I saw a young woman sitting near where I'd been before. And I saw the look on her face, the wonder and the hunger. And I knew what had happened. See, she now had a new goal she hadn't walked in with. She needed to feel exactly what I was feeling. I hope she found it. I remember thinking that would be the most erotic moment of Frolicon for me. With my rules, what could possibly top that, right? And it was true. For about 5 hours. Till I ran into Red and Blue again at the Arabian Nights party that evening. But that's a story for another time. Thank you.